Breath. It's the first thing we do when we're born, and the last thing we do when we transition from this life into what's next. And in the middle, we take about 500,000,000 breaths. Now, what we may not realize is that the mind, body, and breath are intimately connected and can influence each other. Learning to breathe consciously and with awareness can be a valuable tool in helping to restore balance in the mind and body. I know that for myself, focusing on the breath has been a game changer, both personally and professionally. Whether I'm about to speak in front of a large crowd, or if we're facilitating our annual conference, or if I'm about to hop on a Zoom session with a client or a potential client. This is a technique that is especially helpful when we're hoping to have an important conversation. Focusing on our breath, turning our attention inward, offers the opportunity to quiet our mind, slow the heart rate, and remind ourselves of the goal for the interaction that is just about to take place. It allows me to center and step into the next segment of my day. And without a doubt, I show up more fully as a result. So, breath work, pranayama. Pranayama is the ancient practice of conscious breathing and an important pillar of health. Nowadays, the term breathwork is used to describe breathing exercises, but pranayama was around long before breathwork was called that. Pranayama is the practice of consciously using the breath to enhance our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So I'm going to share a slide with you here. All right. So the word pranayama comes from two Sanskrit terms, prana and ayama. Prana is life force. It's the life force that animates us and is intelligent in every cell of our being. Ayama means to extend. So pranayama uses breath to extend our life force energy and improves communication between our mind and our body. Thousands of years ago, the Vedic sages recognized the interconnectedness of mind, body, and breath. Our thoughts influence our breathing and physiology, which in turn is affected by breath. So, for example, when something happens and fear takes hold of our mind, our sympathetic nervous system triggers a fight, flight, freeze response. This manifests as shallow, accelerated breaths and an increase in stress hormones, such as cortisol and adrenaline, that raise heart rate and blood pressure. Conversely, when the mind is calm, deep rhythmic breaths are taking place and natural self-repair mechanisms are activated for our body. The parasympathetic nervous system, or we might call it rest and digest system, takes over. It allows for relaxation and restoring the memory of wholeness within the body. It feels like it's hard to control our thoughts, but we can control our breathing by taking slower, deeper breaths that stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, reversing stress responses and calming the body down. Researchers have documented the benefits of a regular practice of slow, rhythmic breathing, which includes some of these benefits. We're talking about improved cognitive function. So this is why I want to breathe and focus on my breath prior to having an important conversation. I want to be sharp. Increased mindful awareness, reducing our anxiety or depression. Focusing on our breath can lower or stabilize our blood pressure, increase our energy levels. It provides muscle relaxation, and it can also definitely decrease feelings of stress and overwhelm. That's one that I know we all can relate to. So the medical community is increasingly recognizing the profound effects of breathing fully. Research suggests that slow, deep breaths can reduce stress levels in the body, right? We were just talking about that, and engage the parasympathetic response. This can help to quiet the mind, ease depression, anxiety, and PTSD by decreasing activity in the brain related to stress and increasing activity in emotion regulating regions of the brain. So in just a few minutes of breath work practiced daily, you can rewire your nervous system and bring immediate and long-term benefits. Studies have shown that at least 10 minutes of practicing per day is really ideal. 10 minutes. Experiencing stress activates the fight, flight, freeze response, which causes an energy surge, leading to shallow, rapid breathing that can cause shortness of breath and feelings of anxiety. Cortisol and epinephrine are released into the bloodstream, speeding up the heart rate and raising blood pressure. Chronic activation of our fight, flight, freeze response, however, is not what we want. It's likely to have detrimental effects on our well-being. Pranayama, or breath work, is a practice that encourages the body to move from sympathetic state to a parasympathetic one, known as the rest and digest system. This calms and centers us, reversing the stress response. So by using this practice, we can also strengthen our digestive power. The parasympathetic nervous system activates and optimizes our digestive practices, helping us absorb useful nutrients from food and experiences as well, while getting rid of those that don't serve us. Another benefit of taking deep breaths is that it reduces our inclination to react without thinking, right? It gives us a chance to respond versus react. These deep breaths have immediate effects on diffusing intense emotions, reducing our capacity to react unawarely or without a filter is what I like to think of it. Pranayama also stimulates the vagus nerve, the longest cranial nerve in the body that sends signals from the brain throughout the entire body. Specifically, the vagus nerve plays a key role in regulating vital functions like heart rate variability and blood pressure, breathing, digestion, mood, relaxation response, immune response, cognitive function, vocal tone, facial expression. These are all little bits that we've talked about, right? Pulling it all together. The vagus nerve is really important. So we can use our breath to activate the vagus nerve, transitioning from fight, flight, freeze into rest and relaxation. Breathing techniques such as a slow, rhythmic breathing can stimulate the vagus nerve, which in turn helps improve our physical and mental health by activating the body's natural healing responses. One example of slow rhythmic breathing is called coherence breathing. It's a really simple technique. Anyone can do it from anywhere. It involves taking slow, deep breaths of a set ratio, and that's pretty much it. This practice can bring heart rate variability into an optimal range, which gives us more energy, the improved mood, the better cognitive performance. So synchronizing our breath and heart rate creates a wave pattern, which is called the heart rate variability coherence, thus coherence breathing. Here's what happens in a nutshell. You can sit down, you can lay down. I'm going to tell you, I use this standing all the time. I might be standing in the wings of a stage, waiting to take the stage before I enter the platform. This is a great technique for speakers. This is what helps us get the butterflies all flying in formation that are in our bellies. So the important thing, though, is to be comfortable. The idea, whether you're sitting, standing, or laying, to be comfortable, the idea is to just relax and breathe naturally. Focus on your breath. Try to breathe at a slower, natural pace. Allow your body to relax and just feel safe. It doesn't matter that you're about to go speak in front of 500 people. Just feel safe. and it's all okay. As you are beginning this practice, it helps to place your hand on your belly so that you get used to feeling the belly expand. It's going to, as you inhale, it's going to expand, and as it will fall or come inward as you exhale. And then when you're ready, you just inhale through the nose to a count of 4. Super simple. Inhale to 4, exhale to the count of 5. Do this 8 to 10 times. Boom. Not hard. Not hard. You might stop this recording, and do that right now. See how wonderful it feels. See if you don't think that will help you as you're ready to head into a challenging conversation, whether at home or at work. When you feel like you're in the spin cycle because there's so much going on, there's so many balls in the air, try this simple technique. 4, counting to 4 in, exhaling to 5, 8 to 10 times. Once you practice coherence breathing on a regular basis, you're going to find that you can calm yourself by simply taking a few coherence breaths. You won't have to do the whole cycle, and you will immediately be able to feel the calm for your nervous system and your mind, no matter where you are or what you're feeling anxious about. If you'd like to learn more about pranayama techniques and tips on how to integrate them fully into your daily routine, I hope you'll reach out. info@thedentalspeaker.com would be the easiest way to reach me. One of the greatest teachers in my life is Dr. Deepak Chopra. Deepak is credited as saying, "Breathing correctly is the key to your well-being. Every breath you take can be a step toward balance and harmony." My hope for you is that you feel renewed with each breath, and that those breaths bring you closer and closer to balance and harmony. I look forward to taking the journey with you. Until next time, best wishes, be well, namaste.